All right, welcome to Uncle Legend's Corner. I'll be your host, Uncle Legend, and with me always is my beautiful co-host, Call Girl 6, better known as Fox.
Hey y'all, hey. We're back.
Been
We back, baby.
There's a lot going on out here.
It is. Yes, we've been busy.
Very busy.
Doing things.
I don't know what the hell we've been doing, but we've been doing it. Preparing to move for one.
Yeah. And.
I mean, that's.
Are you gonna tell the people?
I mean, you want to tell the people?
Yes, we could tell the people. So, peoples, we are expecting a baby. Yay!
It's a girl.
We are pregnant. Yeah, we pregnant, and I'm
she's
the one
pregnant.
that's pregnant.
I'm the father, allegedly. Fucking mama's baby, daddy's mate. No, fucking.
I ain't even worried. Hey, I know it come from me. I know who gonna push it. I know it's mine. Okay. So, yeah, it's gonna be a girl according to the blood work. So chromosome.
People make mistakes all the time, man. It's probably gonna be a boy.
I know. You know, I heard, and this is crazy that someone told me her friend went in to, have the same panoramic blood testing that I did.
Money, I'll fight you on the streets.
We are older. I'm 38, so they're like, "Oh, you high risk and all. You an elderly pregnancy person." So, but anyway, she had the blood test done. They were expecting the boy, and it came out a girl. So I don't know how accurate this chromosome test is.
Oh no, trans community probably gonna be out here like, see, science isn't right.
That little leeway.
Gender's a social construct.
Whatever.
Gonna be out here buzzing.
It was weird, like it was a Y chromosome. So if it picked up a Y chromosome, why didn't the Y come out?
It grew up.
Why didn't the Y show up?
Oh, you thought you was cooking when you said that.
I
did. Dad joke time.
Didn't the Y come out? I get it.
We should put a fucking drum roll up there for you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it, dog.
Yeah, so we about to have a little bambino.
Bambina, what do you mean?
Well, whatever comes out, we having it. And so it'll be here sometime in the fall.
The actual Fox.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell nobody no due dates, nothing like that.
Nah, but you don't want to hit us up and get on this registry, get some of this stuff. So
I post the registry and whatever. Happy Air Max Day. Happy Air Max Day. What's that?
I don't
explain, Buns.
Bun's a sneakerhead, so I ain't even pay her ass no more mind.
Oh my god!
She started off on Maisel. She came in shooting.
I don't even know what Maisel is.
That's probably a name she thinking.
Oh, Maisel.
Yeah, she out here.
What does it mean?
It means I ain't named my damn. Thanks, Dan. I ain't named my damn Donald Maisel.
I mean, it depends on what it means.
I don't give a fuck if it means the greatest thing that ever happened. I'm not naming my daughter no damn Maisel. Coming out 100.
Oh, he said Mazel.
Oh, Mazel. Oh, I thought that was a name you was coming with.
She said Mazel Tov. I was like, oh, she said Mazel, not Maisel.
Don't be out here with the half dreidel, bro. Bring it or not.
Hey,
coming out here half dreidel.
And look at that side eye, like y'all slow in the damn ice cream truck.
Yeah, I'm slow. I'm dehydrated.
I know. Well, yeah, you getting through Ramadan right now.
Ramadan Kareem. I'm out here.
You getting it. All your fasting in and all that. You doing good. You doing good.
Yeah. That's why this podcast is gonna be real timely because as soon as it's time for the Adon, I'm breaking fast. I'm out of here. Talking about I don't care if we in the middle of a great conversation, like, 1 million viewers in. Man, this is going viral. This and that. I'm out of here.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, let's get into
Let's get to the shot.
We've been going like 3 weeks. I think we need 3 weeks. It's my fault, y'all. I've been sick and I'm like, I can't do it. Dead coming up, waking up in the morning. I can't do it. But we back. We back. All right. So listen, I saw this. Oh wait, first of all, let's talk about these STDs. Okay.
We ain't got none. To
2.
clarify, because somebody leads
Oh.
into some shit in a terrible way. Segue is not her game. So there's that.
No, not our personal histories or anything like that. No, we're just talking about the world's STDs. So according to this new study, whatever they did, it was 2.5 million more cases of STDs found during COVID.
That's because stores wasn't selling condoms, but the cheeks,
And I was
the
like,
cheeks were still open.
I was like, wait a minute. A 2.5 million increase. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I bet you
Because,
there's a lot more sex going on.
but with whom? You're supposed to be quarantined
There's quarantine
with whomever you with.
Quarantining a dick in the mouth. It's quarantine now.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard.
And
for me
even
to
those
believe
was
it's just
going.
with that
And
one
even
person.
those
It
was
had to be
going
like
break.
with everybody you
No,
knocking
because
off.
even those was going to be more STDs because you know what happened? You got a couple that hate each other. They don't spend that much time together. They work crazy hours, do all that, and then
they side piecing.
yeah, then they side piece. They gave them the clap. Now they got to clap their main piece, and now it's like, oh,
terrible.
pissing out razor blades. It's getting real out here. But yeah, man, well, I don't really think, man. So even with the whole, we'll call it the C word because you know, YouTube would drop us off. But even when we talking about the whole C word, pandemic and everything, just say the pandemic, it's wild because everybody was like flipping out about it. And then you got all the Gestapos coming out like, oh, if you don't wear a mask, you're killing people and this and that, da 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 da. It's like, McDonald's killed way more people, bro. And ain't nobody saying nothing in their drive-through. But then on top of it, all these people doing everything, yo, stay inside, do this and that. But we seen it from politicians. Mask didn't cover everything. You're right. They had a little hole in the mask too. Anyway, a little flip up, pow. But yeah, everybody was sitting there crying about it. But it was easy for some people. Like everybody was like, oh, we got to stay in. And then everybody had all that quarantine energy, hermit energy, until a lot of people start realizing I don't want to be inside. Like it was cool for like a lot of these like weirdos who just want to be on the internet all day, don't actually want to deal with people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or the what do you call people that don't like? My brain not working right now.
What? Your brain fasting?
Introverted. Oh, damn. Yeah. My brain is done fasting. It's like I need sugar. But a lot of these introverted people. It's all right. Nah, you probably could have saved me a lot earlier, Bunny, if it wasn't no lag here. You knew what I was going for. But yeah, so you got the introverted people, you got the straight widows that like skin cats and stuff like that in the basement and everything. And it was good for them, but for everybody else, it wasn't so good. And then people realized we needed sunlight. We needed to be outside. And we are social creatures. So people can say what they want about like I hate people. I hate all of this stuff. I hate everything. I don't need people and I don't need that. You need a social aspect. That's why like these like people who claim to be like, oh, I'm introverted and I don't need people. It's like, are you really introverted if you're willing to go? You want to be around people. You just don't want to deal with anything that comes with being around people. Like, so you want to see the life. Are you on Amazon right now?
No, just stop. Mind your podcast business. I was just trying to share a link to the people. Proceed.
She's on Amazon shopping right now. Like
shopping.
We ain't doing nothing, right? But anyway,
I'm not shopping. I'm gonna send the link to the registry.
I bet. Just add to my cart. Are you adding the link to your cart? Add to my cart.
I'm not.
Yeah. So like people was talking a lot about that, and I really think that like, funny like stay in your circle. This right here is my circle. Let me tell you something. This is my circle. This is in my circle. I even put something in that circle that's part of my circle. No. So this is the rings right here. Like this is my circle. But yeah, so I don't really be like, that's another thing. I don't really know how much I buy into like introverted compared to like people who have like trash social skills. Right? Like people wind up having trash social skills and then be able to like, oh, well, I don't like people. You don't like people because you're a widow. Like some people really like just don't have, but it's like a lot of people just don't have social skills, right? And people can say stuff about, well, I just don't like people. Well, there's people who are weird like you, like there's widows like you. Y'all could go start your own little cult over there and dig up and burn fire ants with magnifying glasses, whatever you want. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Oh, it was good. Tony, what's up, brother? Yeah, so I don't really be buying so much into that. People was out there doing their thing because you know what? It became real inconvenient. We willing to do stuff and deal with Adele was saying we're like, oh, with all that, like, just putting on a show saying we great people, saying, oh, I stayed in for the quarantine and I wore a mask and I protected lives. You was out there getting your cheeks cracked.
Let me tell you something.
Or go cracking cheeks.
Listen.
And I don't blame you.
49% jump in syphilis. I didn't even think that was still a thing, to be honest.
I heard last good case of syphilis I heard was like Jack the Ripper in the UK. Capone. Yeah. It's like syphilis.
That was it.
Syphilis is wild, bro.
Oh my god!
And then I like
49%.
Yo,
like, y'all out here.
It must have just been. It just must have been a couple orgy rings because like people don't just walk around with syphilis. Like I don't know.
Apparently they do.
But what I'm saying is like when in them late stages of syphilis, I feel like it's detectable. Like you could just look at him. You could look at somebody and it look like It looked like Last of Us with
the mushrooms
with the mushrooms and the the cordyceps is like poking out of their face and stuff like that. Like it got to be something like that at that point because the people be wild on. And it's like they say like syphilis is like really pissing out of it's like pissing razor blades. Like
I would think all of the STDs for males would be like pissing out razor blades and stuff.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, Siri don't know how to respond to that. I don't know.
Well, Siri said, I don't know, y'all dirty behinds out here getting y'all cheeks. Like,
dirty bastards.
But no, it was all the lemon parties. Dove said it's all the lemon parties. But yeah, you really got to think about it. People was out there just doing whatever because it's like everybody want to be the social justice warrior, say they all righteous about doing this, that, and the third. But it's like when that shit became inconvenient, it's like people were still going to clubs. People were still going out to do whatever, this and that. Then, all that's the one time old people was bucking on as though like, don't you come around here. You went to that comedy club. You went to that cigar bar. You went to that such and such.
Serious about that.
Don't come around here. Don't you? No, you can't come around here no more. You gotta wear a mask, a hoodie. You coming in looking like a ninja.
Sunday dinner no more. What?
Nah, ain't none of that. All that's out the
window.
No
food.
Okay. Ain't no food. Hey, Granny, you cooking? No, ain't nobody bring me no cheese. Well, we can get it dropped off, and they might have COVID too. Like,
the bag might have COVID on them.
The bag might have COVID. They might put COVID in the box. They was treating like anthrax back in the day. Like, remember, everybody was like, you gonna get an envelope full of white stuff and die. But yeah, so I don't know. So I'm not surprised at all. People was clapping cheeks, and they was gonna clap cheeks more because what else was there to do? It's like you really got to skip all of that romantic shit that women was wanting and stuff like that. Dudes throwing that shit out the window. Like, you have to like, oh yeah, you want to take a long walk? Where? Took a long walk around my bedroom.
Yeah.
Watch this Game of Thrones or whatever was out popping on HBO Max or something. Go ahead and get these cheeks cracked. Wasn't nothing else to do but crack cheeks.
It's congenital syphilis. So that's crazy. Mother to baby.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's oh my God.
Yeah, that's because everybody was getting knocked up. You stay around people long enough indoors, somebody gonna get knocked up.
I mean, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, congenital syphilis, all that stuff was up almost 5%. Like
you said 5%? 5% ain't terrible.
Yeah, but 5% of how much?
I guess everybody.
Number.
And I'll say it's a huge number.
2.5 million cases up. That's a lot.
Yeah.
5% is a lot.
5%.
5% is a damn lot. So
I would have thought that should be like 80%.
Oh my God.
Because you think about this when you lock
5 million is enough.
Okay, but think about
already.
this. Think about this. Perfect example of how that works, right? You lock a whole bunch of people up that can't go nowhere. People get STDs. Look at old folks home.
Mm-hmm.
They be out there with the know your clap.
Not.
You know what I'm saying?
Remind me of those days.
Yeah, they out there with the know your clap. They got everything. Syphilis, gonorrhea, everything you talking about. They got it coming out their eye, butt, everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like them old people's out there doing whatever. Like they don't got no more inhibitions no more. So now you take some young people in this era or something like that, young and old people, lock them all up somewhere, this and that. And then, they having swingers parties and everything else and showing up like, let's do it. And then, like you really got to let your inhibitions go when you've been trapped for so long. You know what I mean? Like, you know how people be like, they're locked up. As soon as you let them outside, it's like, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Like they just out here. Yeah, they loosey-goosey out there. So I them numbers don't surprise me at all, to be honest.
Yeah. It surprised me. I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were supposed to be locked up in quarantine.
Man, and
like,
we wasn't locked up in the South. I'm still outside cutting down trees, living my best life.
Who all these people you
said that's why you ready for old folks home now, Wick? You about to get that know you clap.
Yeah.
I know you clap.
Ew. Oh my God.
Nah, I ain't ready for. Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
You can do all of that without going to an old folks home.
For real, you can get all the STDs.
Days, okay.
Nah, they messing up their own last days.
Don't mess with them last days.
It's some old dude in there popping some blue pills. But I'm talking about Dick Hardest Chinese arithmetic about to knock something over.
Oh my God.
right now. Come here, Betty. Just running in their walkers in slow motion. It look like the white Bronco pursuit with OJ. Like,
No,
just slow roll.
They're not. They sneaking in people's room on third shift.
I mean, how sneaky can old people be? That's just crappy security. Old people ain't that sneaky. You can't be sneaky when you hip hop.
Because third shift is like make it round, go on and off.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
TV, and they know it too.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
they
like
go and do what they want to do.
When I hear your prosthetic leg pop out on tier 3, it's like, hey, Steve, get your ass back in the room.
That's all right.
I got VA insurance, emergency room. Like what? Yeah, you're gonna be in there spitting hot fire, man. You're gonna have that Dylon dick. Dylon, because I spit hot fire.
All right, next one. So look, Utah. So they already signed a bill requiring teens to get parental approval to join social media sites. Anyone under the age of 18. And if they make a site, the parents must have the passwords and access to their stuff. And they have curfew. Social media for them will be off limits from 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. I love it. I love that idea.
Yeah, you know what? That's just probably wild useful.
I love that idea.
I don't know how they'd regulate it though, because it's like I get it. You saying when you sign up, so it's like when you sign up, you gotta have to use like a credit card or something. Most of these kids, like around 15, 16, got like a debit card that they can use with a Visa logo.
Not credit card. They sign up. They have to get parental approval for it.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's just like how they sign up now for different things that say they're supposed to be an adult. Or they use their own information, just lie about the birthday. Like most things just say like you got to be X amount of age, and they just put an older age on.
Oh, what's your mama name? Cynthia Smith.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
possibly.
I don't know how they regulate that. I don't think it's a terrible idea though, keep it a buck, because kids sneaky as hell. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It'll come down to us. Like it's a balance between the two. I think we should have the information, but I think it's like the problem with us that we're having that information too is just that we got to be at a point where we also don't trip about everything. Like if we knew everything was coming, it's kind of like some stuff you like, all right. Because you can't, if you trip about everything, then they're just going to find ways to be sneakier. That's all you do by like, you know what I mean, being on top of them like that. They just get sneakier.
Right. You in social media and message like, damn, somebody sent a dick. Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I mean.
All right, well, they 16 now. I guess they gonna see a dick one day.
You know what I mean? Because it's like even when you see some like random dude send them a thing, then you come in there like say it's your daughter, and you see some random dude send a damn baby on,
like,
and you
whose dick is this?
Yeah. Yeah, now you come in there hot and she like, oh damn, you watching like that? Okay, well now we're gonna have to send it in a zip file and do something else. Here's my email. Now it's gonna come through my email, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna like they'll find a way around it. I think it's a good idea, but it's just like we also got to learn from the parenting phase that it's like it's certain mistakes we got to let our kids make. Right? Like the stove hot, right? You can't sit there and just helicopter over your kid all day and be like, hey man, the stove hot. Go ahead and burn that hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like the mistakes that are like ever changing, you know what I mean? Like this is going to be like shooting somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Certain sexual encounters and stuff like that. The things that's going to forever change them, and usually for the worse. Those are the times where we got to like step in. Yeah, we got to step in, stiff on, boom. You know what I mean? We in here, but a lot of that little stuff we can't be tripping over the little stuff, because like, you know what I mean, and you want to give them enough rope, and you want to give them enough rope to hang themselves too, right? Like you also want them to know. You don't want to know like, you said you was gonna be somewhere at 7:35. It was 7:36, man. Like, no,
that'd be me.
Yeah, no. See, like, no, you're doing too much. You got to let that slide.
You said 10:40.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I would say with my kids, I would say with my older kids, 95% of the stuff they was doing when they staying with me, I knew about. I only tripped about like 10-15% though, and I make a whole weird way up about how I found out. Like, and that's a big difference between me and you. Because as soon as you find out some shit you don't want, boom, mama bear, raw. You know what I'm saying?
Kick the door in.
Boom, kicking door. You know what I mean? Me, I'm gonna come up with a little lie about how I found out, so they don't know what my source is. They, you know what I'm saying? So they don't know what my supply information coming out, my informants and stuff like that.
Time for that. I went through this shit. This is what I seen.
Yeah, nah. I want
to. Is this on your phone?
I just want my kids to think that I trust them. I don't trust now one of them. I just want them to think that I trust them fully. Now, the older ones, I kind of trust them somewhat, because they'll bring me stuff. They're going to bring me whatever they want to bring me. Like, if they got problems, you know what I mean? Like, my Bam Bam, if he got something going on, you're going to talk to this old man about it, right? My daughter feeling some type of way, you know what I mean? She need daddy love. She's going to come down and she's going to talk to dad. But, I mean, I ain't gonna tell you everything, especially stuff they're embarrassed about, because at the end of the day, especially when, and it's real hard too, when you already told them not to, they don't want to tell you, especially because like so many people, that's why I'm always good about never saying I told you so. Like, you know what I mean? I try my best not to say I told you so to the kids because I don't ever want them to feel uncomfortable with bringing me that shit that I told your dumb ass not to do. I told you not to do this, and you still decided to go out here and be an idiot, right? So I try to.
I'll say that, but I won't lead with it. But after we talked about it, I'm like, didn't I tell you? Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, mommy. Okay, I told you. Yeah, I'm gonna rub that in because I told your ass you don't listen to me.
Yeah, but I
just you every time because you don't listen to me.
It's like ultimately my goal with kids is like I'm never going, even though they know I'm right. Kids are stubborn, so I can't prove to them I'm right. But what I can do is prove to them that I'm a sage corner of knowledge for them to come to, right? Because at the end of the day, what I want them to do is come get my advice and use my advice. I don't want them to sit there and like I don't care about proving them wrong at that point. And it kind of depends on like what's your goal at the point. Do you want to prove people? Do you want to prove that you're better than people, or do you want them to just take your advice and do what's best for them, right? And I want what's best for them, so it's like I ain't gonna do what I told you so. I know I told you so, and you know why I'm sitting here telling you, like, because I'm the way I might ask you, the way I'm gonna ask you is like, so you got the girl, so you did this and that. Oh, so you got in the car and went with her. Yeah, then what happened? Oh, so you ain't leave. Oh, okay.
You stupid.
You know, I ain't gonna say nothing else. It's like, so you ain't just take off? No, you stayed. Okay. So you feeling in your soul that I'm out here
Like,
cooking you.
Damn, I should have left. Stupid. Yeah.
You feeling your soul that I'm out here cooking you, but it ain't the I told you so. You know what I mean?
I'll be like, told your dumb ass not to do that.
Yeah. So that's big facts.
This is what happens. But yeah, so social media is difficult to monitor for kids, almost impossible. Yeah, they'll kind of figure out a way. But then there's always.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
I don't know why Siri's up. That's my issue. I clicked it. I don't know why I was up.
There's also.
I don't know why. Hold on. I don't know why I'm tripping about Siri listening. Like we not on the internet with this whole podcast. Like, why is Siri listening? Why is she listening to me?
She's gonna pop up again.
Like I don't even got Siri set up.
Oh,
that's why I was surprised when she came up. I mean, my FBI guy might be getting lazy. My FBI guy might say, "I get dude." He like, "Oh man, let me just put Siri on him. Man. I'm about to go take a piss." See what he talking about.
I forgot what I was saying. So anyway,
yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Because you made me forget what I was trying to say about kids.
Blame everything on your husband.
I am.
That's what you do.
I do. And do.
God gave me big shoulders for a reason.
So what I did want to talk about was the Warrior kids.
The Warrior kids?
Yeah, I don't know where they are. They may be in Russia.
Oh yeah, you're talking about them kids, and they. I think they said they was in Crimea, so that's how you pronounce that.
Crimea.
But Crimea. No, I ain't Russian. Take my time, baby. So what we doing? What about them?
So there was a big argument about whether or not we should be doing this because our politicians somehow feel like getting pronouns and stuff together is more important than preparing our kids for what could happen. I think
it's definitely worth the conversation. Not to say that we should be training kid soldiers, but we should teach kids how to defend themselves. Because at the end of the day, you want to train your kid to be successful, and it depends on what success is going to be. So it's a good chance, especially with like intel that people been getting at. Success might just be survival.
Another war.
You know what I mean? Success might be survival, right? So I think people fail to realize that like the luxury of bitching, complaining, and like getting these like complex social structures and stuff like that is such a benefit of having like it's like having a society that we have where it's like one, we're a melting pot, which isn't exactly right? Like being a melting pot, I would say, isn't what we should be as a country. We should be a salad. Right. And I think this lady Jane, I can't remember her name, a white lady who advocates for black people and the dysphoria that we go through, but older lady, and she was saying that like somebody said America's a melting pot. She's like, well, that's the problem. We shouldn't be a melting pot. We should be a salad, right? Because a melting pot, everybody just gets assimilated to be the same taste of like this and that. Salad, it's like you respect the tomato over there and the cucumber and the lettuce and the black, you know what I mean? We're different.
Y'all bring different flavors.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And we respect each other's differences that we bring or whatever, right? Here nor there. But the fact that we live in such a society where like the people who complain about the military and the social structure and everything else are the same people who don't realize, like, guess what? If we didn't have this military, somebody else would be running the country instead of us. Like I ain't saying we got it all figured out or something like that. But you think that Russia or China wouldn't be kicking the door in over here if we just so we do everything that all these soft ass people want to do and be like, well, let's get rid of the military. People shouldn't have to get drafted. We shouldn't have to do this and that. And then when everybody's a whole bunch of soft, pussified ass people like all these people crying on social media, then guess what we got? All right, guess what? China or Russia about to come in, boom, and they coming in. No, it ain't even vulnerable, but they coming in and kicking the door. Like this is really why people should be hoping that our military takes the war overseas because we ain't even had a home game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine them rolling through Southern California? Like, they gonna, like, imagine if they just come, boom, hit the beaches, boom. And even though the war ain't gonna be fought that way, obviously it's not gonna be old school like that. But if they came and stormed the beaches of Southern California, they was about to dog walk Southern California. Like, oh, I mean, people gonna be out there. You can't do this. I have rights. Shut up. Hey, go get them. I'm not a him. I'm a her. Shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't none of that shit gonna matter. Like, so it's like, we don't understand the privilege that we have to be able to sit here and have these conversations to talk about this. Like, these war-torn countries that's been getting it. Like, when you talking about some of these countries, it's like countries that like literally was under the USSR finger or something like that, you know what I mean, under the thumb of the Soviet Union and stuff like that, all of that time. These countries, they don't got no time to be sitting here worried about all of this foolishness, right? Like, and to say what you want, like, we sitting here arguing about, like, we genuinely sit here arguing about social constructs, about, you know, gender, trans age, trans racial, you got transracial and all this other stuff. And it's like, bruh, we need a war. In fact, bring the damn war. We need World War III. That'll just settle a whole bunch of arguments. It ain't gonna be no more of this arguing about who's more accountable with men and women. It ain't gonna be no more of this arguing about pronouns and gender roles and this and that. It's like, bombs get to flying. Best people most suited for the job will be doing the job. Yeah. The competency scale will go to 100 because that's what everything should be judged off in our reality. And the competency scale is judged off of who's the most competent person for the job. If the job is a surgeon and they're like, well, we need a male black surgeon. No, we don't. If Fox is the best surgeon, let Fox be the surgeon. I don't care if all the surgeons look like this. If they're the best surgeon, then so be it. If all the surgeons are fucking Indian dudes or Asian women or German, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter. Have the best people do it. And that's what a war will bring, right? Like, the most competent people are going to have to fill the bills because no more of that, well, I can do everything that you can do. And I don't need you. And I don't. No, we need each other. And guess what? You can't do what I can do. And I can't do what you can do. So we're going to need to figure it out and work together, right? Yeah. So we need something to kind of drive us. But as far as them teaching the kids to get back to the point, as far as them teaching the kids to be soldiers and warriors,
prepare for
who war, the basically. Fuck are we to judge what other countries are doing with their kids is really my goal. Like, so we over here, they shouldn't be preparing their kids to war to be child soldiers. Like, so we should be preparing our kids to chop their dick off and then learn all this other shit, right? We should be teaching our kids to like disrespect the youth. We should be teaching our kids to not have no accountability. We should be teaching our young boys not to be masculine. We should be teaching our women to screw femininity and this fourth wave of feminism where it's like, men should do everything I want or I hate them or something like that, right? Like, this is what we should be teaching our children. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you need them. This is what we should be teaching our children. We should teach our society to like not respect our elders. We should teach our society to not work for anything, right? We should get everything free. We should teach our society about entitlement. It's like, we should teach our society, don't worry about the past before. We don't got to respect our elders. They don't know what they're talking about the things that matter. And survival is going to matter. Survival is going to matter because you're going to have all these kids out here and all these that was living in gun-free zones their whole life talking about something. Oh, well, guns are bad. Okay, it's like they don't look that bad when them rounds is ripping through your bedroom, right? Yeah. When, you know what I mean, when you sitting there and Cocomelon is getting their ass shot up on the big screen, it's like all of a sudden now it's like, damn, wish I had bought that Glock instead of some more Crocs. Like, yeah. And here we are, right? So
I think that families are going to wish that they were able or had the bravery, because a lot of them are just scared, scared. Or we don't need that. We don't need to have that way of life. We don't need to.
What I think it is more than anything is I think a lot of it just be the ignorance of the way people get raised. Because you got to think about it right now. I got a ton of guns, and I grew up. My grandmother wasn't about guns. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother about guns. My grandmother.
800 indict me hotline.
Legal guns, legal registered firearms that I'm about to lose in a boating accident today. But
a couple hours.
A couple hours. We got the boat fired up in the backyard right now, ready to go. We got a boat in the backyard, hooked up to the truck, ready to go, baby. We about to take the boat out there, take all my guns out, and we gonna I'm gonna show them off to all the people on the boat, and we're gonna eat buttery popcorn, and shit gonna happen. Like, no ammo though, no ammo. I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of that. Ain't no need for that. I'm gonna just flush it down the toilet, all of it, blow up the toilet. But yeah, like those kids learning about like who we like we so arrogant to think that we got it figured out. Like, you know what I mean? Like we want to be right so bad. Like we want to be right so bad about everything, and we want to look at everybody else and be like, look, we got it right. Yeah. Do we? Do we? It's like, look at what we got going on, and then tell me what do we got right?
It's
Like,
a sad case. We ain't got nothing going.
yeah, it's like because people always like, oh, we got to change this and we got to change that. It's like, so we changed all this stuff, and now we got the worst divorce rates in the world. We got the worst divorce rates in the world. Yeah. We got nuclear families are going to like none. We it's like, you know what I mean? We was all like, oh, we got to get away from religion and do all of this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. It's like religion had its fault, but guess what? So do zero morality or whatever, right? Yeah. And it's like, you can say what you want about religion, and I'm not a religion, and I'm not as religious a person you would imagine, right? I mean, fasting for Ramadan is one thing, but there's some things where it's like your relationship with God, like what people don't understand is like our morality is derived from religion. You know what I mean? Like you inherently don't, like people just assume that we inherently know what's good or bad when we're born. And not necessarily we don't. I think like if you were to take a child, like we had this baby and just groom this baby, that every time we punch somebody in the face, we praise that baby would think that was right. That baby wouldn't inherently feel something to be like, punching people in the face is the way to go. Like you think about it, we literally get upset and kick and do stuff to people. And the only thing as a kid that makes us like feel some type of way is we see that we hurt somebody. And the hurt is what really do it.
Felt it ourselves.
Oh, we felt it ourselves or something like that. And we feel that people aren't inherently good, man. And I think the idea is that the same people who feel as though, oh, I should have all these rights, don't think that at any point they should fight for them or have any responsibility that goes with these rights. So to me, like, they over there teaching their kids to shoot guns and stuff like that. It's like, cool. Or like, and nothing in that post or something, like, unless it's a whole article that I missed, none in that post said, hey, we're training them, we're going to send them out to be child soldiers. It's like, so in that case, I shouldn't teach my kid how to wrestle, right? Like I shouldn't have my 9-year-old out here learning how to wrestle and do jiu-jitsu, right? Because I wouldn't want to teach him I wouldn't want to train him to be a child fighter or something like that, right? It's like teaching your kids how to handle a weapon ain't the end of the world,
right?
Ain't the end of the world. My 6-year-old, he already working an air rifle, like you know what I mean? It's like you should teach them. They're going to learn one way or another, and you thinking that you're going to hide it and control the ecosystem that your child derives his information from, or his or her information from, or whatever their influence is from, you are out of your mind, and you are wildly arrogant, overconfident, and misinformed if you think that's going to happen. It's like
that. You look at the statistics of the kids who killed themselves accidentally or their friends from playing with firearms in the household. Like if they knew what they were doing, they would be able to disarm that. They would be able to, or even go tell an adult about it instead of, oh, let me see what this do.
Let me see what this
turn in front of my head. You know,
and then what's crazy is, and firearms is one of the only things that we just feel as though, oh, you don't need to know nothing about it, and it's better. Like you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's dangerous.
But no, this the crazy thing is like, so when it comes down to sex, we want to know about sex, obviously for our own carnal reasons, but we also want to know about sex from a standpoint of like what the kids are doing and stuff like that, so we can inform them. But then everybody who's like so like anti-gun and anti-combat and all this other stuff are all like, oh, well, they don't need to be doing this and that. Who gonna teach it to them? You pussy? Like you, Mr. I ain't did a push-up since '96. You like who's going to teach them how to do this? You know what I'm saying?
How would they be ready?
Like you got a woman crying about it who got mopped up in 11th grade or something like that and ain't fought since and got her ass drugged in 11th grade. And then you got some dude part of the Gravy SEALs talking about Mill Team 6, I'm tough, ready to go. You know what I mean? You give me a gun and I'm gonna go get it. It's like
the Gravy SEALs.
Yeah, it's like, get out of here, man. Like you should teach your kids what it takes to be successful. If we needed all scientists, we should all be teaching our children to be scientists, because you could think all of that shit you want about, oh, kids should be able to do what they want. Kids should be able to do what they want to a certain extent, just like we don't get to do what we want. We do what we need to do for a higher purpose, right? Like in my higher purpose is like, I obviously have to, like, I have an oath that I have with God to take care of my family, the loved ones around me, and to make the world a better place. I have to make my community a better place. I have to help the young men that I've taken the charge of mentoring and help the men who have taken the charge of mentoring me. Like all of that is something that I have to do. We don't like want to teach responsibility of anything anymore. It's just like, do whatever you want. Hopefully it works out at the end. Well, guess what? When everybody when everybody does what they want, shit goes haywire. Chaos. And then guess what? Yeah. You need somebody to put it back in order. No. But it ain't gonna be nobody to put it back in order, because we're gonna tell everybody, hey, do what you want. Don't nobody want to. It's not a lot of people that want to like serve with a sense of duty, where it's like, this is my duty to do this. But the difference of that and the moral compass and understanding things of your duty are the difference between a lot of these people who like wishy-washy about how they feel about people in their lives, what they should do in their lives, everything that they go, it's like, well, maybe I should be nice to people today. Maybe I should watch it. Maybe I should be a good husband today. Maybe I should be a trash husband today. Maybe I should be faithful today. Maybe I should go have an orgy today. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should do all of this stuff because you're going off of feelings instead of the sense of duty. You understand what you're supposed to do. It's just like I tell you, there's a certain amount of respect and a certain amount of things that I'm not going to go beneath because you are my wife. That is who you are. You are my wife, and you are entitled to certain things being my wife. Doesn't matter if I feel good about it. It doesn't matter if I like you today. It doesn't matter if you just pissed me off 15 minutes ago. A certain amount of respect that you're supposed to get because you're my wife. Granted, you some random broad on the street, I'm gonna call you everything but your Christian name. But it's up here like, as my wife, I'm not. It's certain things that I have to. Yeah, Huzzy, Charlotte, you know what I mean? Fucking vagabond. But you know what I mean? So it's certain things. And I think people understanding that a sign of duty and kids understanding to be ready to do that. Like, what are they supposed to do? Imagine like the difference that might make, right? Because obviously what we're doing right now ain't working. It's a school shooting. It's this and that. Kids don't know about this and that. Kids are shooting each other. So it's like teaching. So we haven't tried to formally teaching them, right? But we like, no, that can't be it.
Well, you're so against it.
Yeah, but that can't be it because I'm afraid of guns because I don't know anything about them because I haven't taken the time out to learn anything about combat or anything else, this and that. It's like guns are tools. Like if you came to my house and saw that I had a table saw and you saw that I had a table saw, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's crazy. Or you see me with a drill and I hand my son a drill, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's crazy, handing his son a drill. Well, guess what he could do with that drill? He could drill his hand, he could drill a nail right into a socket and kill himself. He could hit that 220 outlet out there for the welder and kill himself. But guess what? That's what the training and everything else is for. So it's like it's a tool. A gun is a tool, just like knives are a tool. So I guess I shouldn't let my daughter or my sons ever. You can't even make a sandwich because you know that knife you might stab somebody.
Don't chop no onions.
You know, don't chop no onions or nothing like that.
Can't
might
write
cry.
With pencils no more.
Yeah, can't write with pencils. They're a little too sharp.
Can't
like no, you got to type in a bubble. You know what I mean? So I mean, whatever. It's like people gonna be upset about this, and it's like we need to be grateful for how blessed and fortunate we are to complain about the things that we do that we have no knowledge over, no experience, and nothing more than just a reason to bitch about it. We should be very grateful for the fact that we could do that here. Yeah. So say what you want about like, oh, well, you know, the country is horrible. It's like there's worse places to be. And a lot of y'all ain't been outside y'all. A lot of y'all ain't been outside y'all damn zip code. Y'all ain't been outside y'all zip code. So or area code at the best. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you made a trip down to your cousin's house or something to stay over. Like y'all ain't seen a third world country. You know what I mean? To sit here and say like, oh, well, you know, the world would be, well, we'd be so much better if we did this and that. Yo, it's some really bad places out here. Like the fact that we're still operating under English common law and doing some things to figuring that out, it's like amazing. The fact that we still are operating a republic and in the reduced status that we are operating in is amazing to be able to do that. Because y'all don't understand what like y'all understand how wild a dictatorship really is. Like you've never seen a dictatorship. Like when y'all talk about dictatorship now, it's a bunch of punk ass kids on TikTok crying about their parents. Like, oh, it's like a dictatorship. I don't get to do this and that. It's like y'all ain't seen these countries where it's like, dog, they can't do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you if it's a curfew, they just smack down the curfew. If they want something out your crib, they just come to get it out your crib. Yep. If they say you can't go outside because they think the STDs went up 5%, keep your ass in the house, and we're gonna bludgeon you to death. You ever seen a motherfucker get bludgeoned to death? Bludgeoned is wild. Mm-hmm. The word hurts. But like
traveling gives you a better understanding of the world.
Yeah, because people operate in these echo chambers and you're around you and your same dumbass friends talking the same dumb stuff. It's like how do you expect to learn anything if you stay around the same 5 dumb people that agree with you? Yeah. Like that's wild. Like you operate in the echo chamber, and that's why people have these ideas. And then people are so sensitive about their ideas that they don't want them to be challenged. They made this idea and they feel like it has something to do with their morality. And then it's like, soon as cognitive dissonance hit, they just lose their mind. And it's like, that's when people just become violent and everything else about their ideas because your ideas got challenged. It's like, you should gratefully want challenge to your ideas because you either get your blade sharper or you throw it away and get a new blade. But either way, you're a better warrior and more dangerous for it, mentally, physically, or whatever, by finding out that something's wrong.
That's true. So Singletary says, centuries ago, America taught girls, boys to fire guns. True. If China says you can only spend so much of your money. You can only spend so much of money. Explain that last part. I don't understand.
Hey, cuz you the way you broke the sentence up, I'm having trouble. It might just be me being dehydrated, but it is what it is. But centuries ago, America taught girls, boys to fire guns because it's like I feel like being able to when we talk about like adulting, right? Like when like I always say it's funny when a girl be like, "Oh, I got my own place and I cook and I clean." It's like, great, you're an adult. So what else you want to talk about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cool story, because guess what? I have my own place. I cook, I clean, I do this and that. I also work on cars. I weld. I do electrical work. I fucking can build a house with my hands. Like, yeah, so it's not too crazy for me to ask if you can cook. But when people like, so I think that defending yourself is that thing. Like, why wouldn't we teach our boys and girls how to fight?
Too, yeah.
Like boys and girls how to fight. And then also
school too. That's the thing.
Yeah, and also how to pick a fight. Because like when we was talking about it before, somebody was saying something. Somebody was watching a podcast we did when we was over there with Buns, and they was talking about when I said like, yeah, you really think there's a time like you can't, it wasn't serious, like you don't think there's a time to ever hit a woman, do you? And I'm like, yeah, there's plenty of times to hit a woman, we just don't. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, and he's up to like, so I mean, but we're stronger and this and that. And it was a dude, right? A dude that I conveniently call a cuck, but he was talking about, he was up to like, well, I mean, like say for instance, and said this girl, she's like, what if she's supposed to go and punch you? I'm like, in reality, with equality, I should sock her in her shit. That's what should happen. It's not going to happen because she's 120 pounds soaking wet girl or something like that, or young lady, because she's probably like 19 or something like that. It's like, so I'm not gonna sock her in shit. But this is the thing is, and I'm telling him like, yo, let's say for instance, you ain't much bigger than her. So if you hit me and I knock your head off your shoulders, how would you feel? He's like, well, I mean, I'm a dude. I should have known better. No, you should have known how to pick a fight better, just like she should have known how to pick a fight better. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you should expect to get out whatever you put out. We shouldn't be giving no liability for any of this stuff, right? So we should be teaching our girls how to fight. We should be teaching our boys how to fight. Everybody should have at least, like, people would be so much better if we was more well-rounded and stuff.
And also teaching them the accountability that comes.
Yeah, the accountability, like the accountability too, because it's like, it's no reason why we should have like, to make $1 million in China, you can only spend 20% regardless. Oh yeah. Just so Cuz was talking about, China says you can only spend so much of your money, regardless of what you make. You're dictated to by the Chinese government. No discussion set. Yeah, like people don't even understand. Like you sitting here, like I'm not about to sit on the internet and argue with some girl who just ordered a 27-piece wig from DHL in China somewhere to tell me about like how jacked up the country is. Guess who you wouldn't have been able to get that 27-piece wig from? You wouldn't have been able to get it from America if you was in Beijing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, come on. Like, if you was in any of these places out there, it's like, it's not going to happen. So you really have, it's like amazing to me that people just like overlook how gifted they are to complain about it. Like, you know what I mean? You're so gifted to be able to cry and complain. Like, you have no idea how these other countries run. Like, and then like the drop comments, and people are so strongly opinionated, like not even willing to have a discussion to learn about it, but they got it figured out. Like they just got life figured out. Ain't shit going right for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like their relationship in shambles, their family in shambles, their job is in shambles, their finances in shambles, their spirituality is in shambles, their health is in shambles. But they got every goddamn opinion in the world.
I can tell you about this one thing.
Yeah, I remember you, cuz.
They could tell you about this one damn thing that they
got. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's just so many people out here that don't do anything with knowledge, right? Like it's something to be said about functional knowledge, right? And that's the thing about firearms and self-defense and everything. It's like, it's something to be said about it because it's functional knowledge, right? It's too many people that just collect a whole bunch of knowledge with nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, look, I got this cool idea. I know this and that, but I couldn't show you what to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
I was reading something, and I can't remember. It was something in the news about the economy. And they were saying how, you know, up in the ocean over there, like California, they used to have like tons of ships waiting out there to come to port, you know, with products, goods, and all this stuff for America. And now there's only 7 out there now. So all the resources are being pulled back. So imagine how many things that we take from these other countries that we actually need, produce, all that, and the things that you have your everyday conveniences with, right? If all that is taken away, what are you going to have?
And most of these pussies crying really ain't ready to deal with it.
They don't have to deal with anything dealing with America.
And most of the stuff, like most of those precious metals and everything that you need for like all this technology,
they're
and
not
stuff,
here.
They're mining in Chinese people have Africans mining for it.
Right.
Like the Chinese government is running a bunch of these mines in Africa owning it, and then Africa's being sold out and hoarded out to the highest bidder.
And then they come to
for all the
places
reasons.
like Haiti.
Yeah, and then they come to places like Haiti and all these other places and taking the precious resources. And guess what? China's going to be able to sell that stuff regardless. Like the Chinese government is not going to fall off because they slow. Like they could pinch us with some of the stuff they sell us and be okay. Because guess what? They still sell these phones to everybody else except like India. India hate them motherfuckers. But it's like, yeah, it's they're still gonna sell this stuff. So it's like economically and everything else, we don't understand like how crazy we're in. And me and Buns was talking about it too. Like, man, I think we need higher standards for a president.
What way? What do you mean?
Like the requirement to be a president is like to be 35 and a U.S. citizen, and like a couple of it's like it's.
What else you want? What else would be an example of?
I don't know. Maybe a degree in law. Know some shit about law. Like Buns brought that up. That was a pretty good one. Like a degree in law. But my thing is like, it's harder for me to get. It was harder for me to get my concealed weapon permit than it is to become the president. Like, granted, you get voted in and all that other stuff, but like the requirements just to show up.
At least one parent born here, something like that.
Possibly, like that shit is crazy.
Here or something.
Like that shit is crazy. So I think we definitely need that. But I really do think it would be like life is just too easy for us here. Life is so easy for us here that we don't understand what it is to survive. Like I was looking at this documentary about this tribe, and this dude it wasn't a documentary, it was a Joe Rogan podcast. Dude was on it, he's talking about this tribe, and these dudes was like running full speed for hours, chasing animals and doing it. Like they're straight out there in the bush. People, I'm talking about like making their own spears, like living off the land, the whole nine. And they was running, and this dude was like dying. He was in pretty good shape and everything too. And he was like dying out there. And they was like, man, this dude looked like he talked to the translator, like, look like he never killed nothing in his life. And they're like, he hasn't. They're like, well, how does he eat? He gets his food from supermarkets. And they're like, what the fuck is a supermarket? And they're like, people hunt for him and they cut it up and bring it there. And they're like, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, you don't even know. What if they do something to the food or they put stuff in it? Like immediately them dudes understood what was wrong with our economy on first glance, because they knew and respect and understand how important it is to do what they do, right? So a lot of times, so when we're talking about like all of this shit is just like it just enrages me sometimes the direction that we're going, because we're just sitting here and we're like, oh, we're overwhelmed and we're all listening. We don't give people another thing. We don't give people the recognition for being as resilient as they are. Like we throw out PTSD tags and everything else a lot like that for just anything, right? Like be like, oh, well, I grew up in the hood, so I got PTSD, stuff was happening and I seen this and that. And it's like, we're a lot more resilient as people than people think they are. Like you and like all of these mental diagnoses that we got with like gender dysphoria, gender dysphoria, whatever, and PTSD and all these clinical depression and anxiety disorders and bipolar disorders and borderline personality disorder. They don't have this shit in a lot of other countries, especially in our third world countries, because they have a purpose. And I think a lot of this shit comes down to we don't have a purpose. Like even though granted they're not thriving in our situation, but they're more surviving. But they have more of a purpose in their survival than we have in our so-called thriving or going to thrive.
That's a good point.
Because we don't got shit to worry about. It's like when you think people had PTSD when saber-tooth tigers was mauling motherfuckers.
They have their focus on what it is that
they're here like when you're walking 3 miles to school with a torch, hoping that a large cat doesn't come out and maul you and your little brother or sister or something like that. You got a lot more like things to be laser focused on than ain't nobody like my Instagram post. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think like social media is probably the death of it. Because since we've been fasting, I mean, I've been fasting, but since Ramadan started, I don't be on the socials or whatever. I don't be on the socials while I'm fasting, nothing like that. Like it's out. Like by the time I get up, by the time I go ahead and get that first meal in, I'm done until after Maghrib, right? So. And it's just really been like, the clarity, social media, like it's me remembering like social media is a drug. Because usually my disconnect from social media will be when I deploy. But since I ain't been deploying and nothing like that, it's like, it'll be like, oh, social media. And it's like, you never really get back into it that much because it's like, I'm just here and I'm here, I'm working, I'm doing this and that, I'm having fun, I'm getting drunk, I'm doing this and that, partying, you know what I mean? Now I'm back out to sea, I'm blowing stuff up, I'm doing this and that, I'm working on machines, I'm doing my thing. And you just automatically disconnect from certain things. But when you're here now, I see it's like, oh, this is what normal people be doing, why they get caught up in it, because they don't have anything else to do. So since it was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Like I might play the little game on my phone or something for like 5 or 10 minutes, but you see, I done been all over the house just doing something. Every time you see me, I'm hanging out at somewhere else, fixing something, grabbing something else, and doing this and that. And been waiting.
Productive.
Yeah, like I'm
Look at you.
I'm more productive now with my stomach and on empty. You know what I mean? With no water in me, I'm more productive now than I was with a ton more energy and stuff like that. And now I'm conserving my energy and sitting down sometimes, and you know what I mean, taking little breaks here and there.
Well,
but
you're not a social media junkie anymore.
I'm not a junkie of anything anymore.
Social media.
Eyes is free. Eyes is free. Eyes is free. I ain't looking. I ain't been looking at no more big booty women on the Instagram.
Thank God.
Eyes is free. I just look at them on your phone when I look over there. So, yeah. What else? What else we got? Five.
My ghetto tube be popping. First of all,
won't be none of that. Stoffer won't be none of that around here.
Oh my God. All right. You know what time it is? It is gun to your head time.
Oh, we skipped it. Okay, I remember which one we skipped now.
It's gun to your head time.
Big facts, cuz.
Gun to your head.
Oh, gun to your head.
You kidnapped.
How?
Okay. Look, I know. Just stop. Somehow somebody caught your ass vulnerable.
Big goon.
All right.
They ain't gonna catch me slipping. You better catch me during prayer.
You vulnerable. Maybe you was on the toilet or something.
Pow. I know the first 25 of them didn't catch me.
Listen, you caught. Okay.
All right.
You caught. That's the bottom line.
So I'm covered in blood.
You kidnapped.
I'm covered in blood because I ain't go out like that.
You were kidnapped. Okay. And in order to get out, you have to either kill all women or all men ages 3 and up. Males and females, males or females ages 3 and up. Which one are you doing? In order to survive.
Like all the men or women in the world 3 and up?
All the males or all the women 3 and up.
My life ain't that important.
You gonna
shoot me? My life ain't that important.
You gonna shoot you?
You got me.
If you didn't shoot you, what would you choose?
I kill all the dudes. No, you know what's funny about it is that's a super tough question.
First of all, wait a minute. It's good to know that I got your ass. All right. Yeah. First of all,
my life ain't that important.
Hey.
You ain't even let the gun go
off. Don't do that to me. I got your ass. Okay. Finally.
Man, you caught me with a good one on Ramadan. Ask me in a month. Ask me in a month.
This ain't got nothing to do with Ramadan. This is
No, it is. No, I'm telling you right now. I would
write it down. I was like, oh, this is a good one.
You want to know what
type it.
You want to know what my answer would have been?
If you didn't kill yourself.
If I didn't kill myself? That's still a tough question, actually. The reason is because it's like if I kill.
It's hard. It is hard. I was thinking about
if I kill all of them, it's like I honestly, contrary to popular belief, is like you would imagine I would kill all the men, but
your society.
Yeah, but our infrastructure will completely collapse if you kill the men because it'd be like 8 people working at the power plant. All the power goes off in fucking less than 24 hours. So it's like you're probably better off. Yo, to be honest, I don't know, man. Might have to knock a tranny.
No.
The tranny should still be so knock off. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Y chromosome
knock
or
off the
X
women.
chromosome? Which one you knocking off?
You have to kill a women. If you want to survive, you'd have to kill a women. Mm-hmm. You got a better chance to survive if you kill a women. Now, granted, we're all going to either way. We're all going to die unless I keep the women and then repopulate society. But that's a lot of work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of work. And then you still gonna be here fussing at me like
the women gonna be dead anyway because I'm gonna knock their ass off. So you right with your first one. You right. Good job.
Don't care. Just my life ain't worth it. What was your response? What was your response?
Mine would be the women gone.
The women gone?
Yeah.
You're just gonna repopulate the earth.
I mean, man, I'm gonna no.
We need a whore button up here.
I was like, oh. No, you're not.
Oh boy, you would want to be in the world with all dudes. Do you know how scary that would be?
I know it was. That's what I was thinking. Said this is what I thought. I was like, well, if it's all men, great for me. But I was like, first of all, there's a lot of kids are raised by my damn self because you got the 2 and under babies. Okay, I'm gonna have to take care of those babies. All right, and then I was like, the men, oh my God, they just gonna be all trying to rape me and stuff. It's gonna be a mess, right?
Grape.
So I don't want that. But then I was like, but if I kill all the men, then I'm like, damn, we can't do a lot of the stuff that they do, build all this stuff and fix this and all that. I'm like, damn.
And before anybody gets on their femininity high horse, we're just talking about right now, because you know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh no, look
I
at
can
him.
do it. It ain't enough of us that can do it though.
The problem is
not
that
enough of us that can
you
do
think
it.
about infrastructure. If you go into power generation, 90-something% of those jobs are held by men. If all men disappeared right now, there would not be enough women to keep the plan alive. Not saying that women aren't smart enough or aren't capable, but by the time you learn what this dude who took 5 years to learn this, say you learn it in 2 years.
Yes.
That's 2 years without power.
It's going to be too
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not enough people and those sides of infrastructure. When power generation goes down, you think about, power goes away right now. Power and Wi-Fi gone. Boom. It's like, it's going to be real tough. That's why it's like with the man scenario, it's not saying that men could survive and go out here and hunt and build houses with their hands. Just saying that, well, if dudes are here, the power's still on, and it's half the people that they're providing for, so they're working half days. Like,
women ain't going up and doing all that stuff. Not enough of us are doing that. So
it's not saying that we're not capable. It's just saying currently the way our infrastructure is, where the women are not doing it in droves. Okay. So therefore, if you got rid of all the men, electricity be off.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about, so just women doing our thing or whatever. I'm like, we keep up with too much bullshit. It's not enough unity. I'm like, nah, it ain't gonna work either. UNITY. Raising all these kids. And I was like, well, if the women are gone, there are still children here to raise. And then I was thinking about repopulation. We wouldn't be able to repopulate. We have to deal with the kids that we already have. But there's more men to actually repopulate when those children come of age and all this stuff. So it'll reproduce, replenish the earth and all that shit. So I was like, yeah,
that's gonna be a
women's
mess.
Gonna have to go on this one. I love it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about, like, if you give me the women, it's like obviously I could repopulate, but it's like infrastructure just drops. That's really what the biggest thing comes down to. It's like, yeah, would I like to be around a bunch of women? Sure, but then it's like, really, that many women, shit.
It ain't gonna be that many of them anyway.
I mean, you can't kill
the thing
4.5 billion
people. To kill all, right? A whole feminine, the female.
Yeah, I was saying if I had killed the men.
Yeah, I'm gonna take every last one I have. You can't, watch me. Watch me. Let them line up at a goddamn door. I got them all.
This is why the women need to die, right?
All of them.
This is why women deserve less.
All of them.
This is why women deserve less.
Line your ass up. Line them up, knock them down.
In the mainstream about it, my thing is like this. When I think about all the men and women and stuff like that, even if I had to choose one, it's like, one, if I was to get rid of the women, it's like, you know what I mean? That means, like, I got to kill you. I got to kill my grandmother. I got to kill my daughter. I got to kill Buns. You know what I'm saying? I got to kill my cousins. I got to kill, you know what I'm saying? I got to kill Jenny. I got to kill Shakira. I got to kill, you know what I mean? I got to, Medina. I got to kill all my cousins that I love so much and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? Family members and shit like that. Or if I kill a dude, it's like, even if I kill a dude, it's like, I got to kill literally 3 young men that call me dad, 4 young men that call me dad. Like, you know what I mean? I got to be without them. It's like that. What I would have to live with the world being that way, it's like the world's better off without me than it is without one of the genders.
Well, that's why you killed yourself. I understand that.
But you out here at the Oktoberfest sausage festival.
No, I like me a good Garcia every now and then. That's all we got. Why are you looking at me like that? Hey, y'all, thank you for sitting with us in Uncle Legend's Corner. Again, we appreciate your participation. We love you guys. We love you guys. We will see you guys on Thursday with another, if I'm feeling good, right?
Depends on.
Thank you guys for all the congratulations. I'm going to put the baby registry again inside the chat if you guys want to give us baby Fox, a gift for her soon to be birth. Anyway, we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Peace. Appreciate you, cuz.
He all right.
Dog, you know I'm brilliant. Don't even hate.
Yeah, they be doing too much. Let me gassing him.
You
doing too much, cuz.
Lord.
Too much, cuz.
Anyway, we're gonna stop the audio here. We in overtime right here, so whatever y'all want to talk about, chop it up. Y'all got me for about another 6 minutes. So So let me know what's up. Yeah, Jeff got a baby fox on the way.
Yes,
bro.
baby fox Jeff. So we're pregnant.
Your cute bow-legged ass baby was taking up social media too much. I need a cute bow-legged baby.
Yeah. So I put a blue heart, but blue is my favorite color. It's not a boy, it's a girl. So, but anyway, you'll see all the little baby fox things on the registry. If you guys would like to send us in this little blessing of gifts, we got Coco barking at us because she's sick of our shit, tired of hearing our voice. But it is what it is. Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. Look, we 38, right? And we was like, we what? I'm what? It was shocking. It still is. Sometimes, some days I'm in denial about it, but I'm coming around.
I don't know if I can have babies. I'm swabbing that motherfucker.
And he might come out real light too. That's the thing about me when I have kids. It was like my darkest one is my oldest one. Everybody light.
Yeah, you know what lions do? The babies, they don't know if it's there.
I don't care what lions do. I'll tell you what you ain't gonna do.
I'm gonna eat the baby and the placenta.
Yes. All right, you guys have a niece now. Yep.
It might be wrong. It might be a girl.
I don't know. Like I said, that blood test, I was shocked when this coworker I used to work with, she told me her.
Well, you're just saying that shit to get my hopes up.
No,
I didn't.
I can show you the text messages right now. She had the same test I did. The chromosome test showed it was a boy. They got all this boy stuff, all these big stuff, had the birth of the baby, and it was a girl. The other ultrasounds, they couldn't see the sex because the baby would always be in a position where they just couldn't see it, like a hand in the way and all kind of stuff.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
They just never knew until it actually came out, and it was a girl. It was like, what the?
I'm gonna tell you like this. They'll see it in the ultrasound because if it's a boy and he my son, when he whip around on that, when he black out the ultrasound.
Jesus.
That should sound like Excalibur on the arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my son gonna be out here. No, but yeah, I ain't really tripping about that. I don't know, whatever y'all want to talk about, cause time running thin with me. Let me tell you something. I'm a hot commodity out here in these streets, cause
Oh really? I didn't know that, Jeff. Okay. Well, I am thankful. I'm just really shocked. Like we kind of got around the idea of not having any more kids, you know. So when we found out I was pregnant, it was like, oh, what the no.
And then come back and hit me with a girl. I'm like, oh God, you got the 2-piece, huh? All right. Oh, you out here putting the paws on me.
3 pregnancy tests. Like, nah, this ain't right. That line faint, but it ain't really there.
Yeah, I told her.
Like, no. And then 4. It was actually 4 because went to the doctor.
Yeah,
I
had her peeing on every stick, and she was peeing on pregnancy sticks, matchsticks, cedar sticks, fucking hickory sticks, smoke sticks. What else you had to pee on? Everything you can think of. So every stick we could find, I grabbed a stick from outside. Pee on this. That thing was like pregnant. Oh, damn. It's a damn pine branch. Lord. Like I can't pee on like everything she peed on. Pregnant.
Big and bold.
Peed on the newspaper.
As the hours went by.
Peed on the newspaper. It was a visible ink. Pregnant. Like, yeah, what the hell going on? I don't know where we got a newspaper from, but got the Star Ledger from back home. What was y'all local newspaper called back on South Florida?
The Gazelle. It's still
the Gazette or the Gazelle?
The Gazette. I think it's
I'm about to say the Gazelle.
I was thinking it's so funny because we were talking about Lion King and that was just playing in my head. It's so weird.
The Gazelle.
Yeah, I'm like Gazelle.
Because we were running away with the truth.
That's what happens in my brain. It just runs away. But no, it was the Gazette. I think they still have it though. Yeah. And of course we got the Miami Herald and Sun Sentinel
on Lauderdale.
Yeah, Sun Sentinel on Lauderdale.
Yeah, Jeff from
and the Gazette too in Broward. Yeah.
Jeff from both. It's funny that Jeff from both our all areas.
Newspaper. Yeah, Jeff.
Like Jeff.
Yeah, that's weird. Man.
Like he was right there by where I'm at.
Then some of your friends that I know.
Star Ledger. That's the first one I said.
I was like, you know that person, Jeff? What the fuck?
Jeff wasn't always saved and sanctified. Let's put it this way.
I seen some people in your friend like, Jeff, I got questions. But
Jeff wasn't always a good God-fearing man.
Hey, I ain't gonna ask him, but I got questions.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, hey, it's like people tell you, it's like, you don't know.
I know them people, but you should know them people.
Hey, it's like a man once said, he said, you don't know how violent I had to be. You don't know how violent I had to be this peaceful.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And that was like,
we all have a past.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do.
And that was some really profound thing somebody said. Like, you don't know how violent I had to be to get this past. And I was thinking about like, yo, it's crazy because I was wildly violent And then it's like, after you really learn how to exercise your violence, some people understand what that brings, you kind of just like, I don't really want to pop nobody in their mouth no more. Don't get me wrong now.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
The meek shall inherit the earth, which is crazy how bad of a translation that is.
Yeah.
Crazy translation. I will tell y'all more about that, but let me see.
I like that saying legend. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is.
Yep. It goes with, hey Jeff, it goes with, so I bust it out real quick before I run off. But
we say black out the ultrasound.
Yeah. So it goes too with the saying that with the, and like in the Bible, it's a bad translation. It's saying that that the meek will inherit the earth, right? And everybody think the meek will inherit the earth, like all these soft ass people, the earth gonna be left to them, right? And give it to everybody else. And it's not that, right? It was more, the translation was a bad translation. Is more of like, he who has a sword knows how to use it, but keeps it sheathed shall inherit the earth. So basically, people who can handle themselves, people who can handle themselves, and obviously can handle themselves, take care of their business, and do all that. Those people are the people who are going to inherit the earth, right? Which goes on to what we're saying about like disciplined men, right? Like disciplined men and women, right? Because like we were saying, like people who say constantly, even on the Jocko podcast, a harmless man. I mean, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a dangerous man who has an involuntary control. And it's better for everybody, right? Because if you ever been in a room full of killers, fighters, anybody who like legit people, most respectful people you ever meet, and at the end of the day, even for women, it's a better thing for us men to be more dangerous. And then not just talking about dangerous like violent, talking about dangerous and skilled mentally and physically, the whole nine. And it's better for women too, because at the end of the day, women want their own lion that can kill people, but just won't kill them. Like she want to know she got a lion on her side. Like somebody bring to the house, Fox want to know that I'm a lion. She don't want to deal with the lion. Like she ain't trying to get bit up, clawed up, and chewed up. But she want to know that when somebody busts through that door to come after her, the kids, they're going to get bit up, chewed up, and everything else, right? So you want a lion. You just want them under voluntary control, right? Not just attacking people and doing all that other stuff. But we'll hit that on another time. Fox, what you want to do out here? Because you know your boy got to go.
Yep, you go ahead and end your fast.
So you know,
if y'all have anything, any questions for me? No, I'm just hitting broadcast.
Yeah, but another box can come up and ask you something, but just.
So anyway, if y'all want to ask me anything, y'all can go ahead and if not, let me know because I'm about to end this podcast in a second. Nope, y'all don't got nothing for me. All right, if y'all don't have anything for me, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, and we will see you guys on Thursday if I'm feeling up to it. Okay, bye.